1964, nostalgic America, 16 years old boy and girl. Okay, let's roll. She hopped on the back of my motorcycle. We rode down the alley though, she holding on snug behind me, and onto Lexington Street, riding down to Maple Avenue, taking a left there, and then a right, onto the large and busy Roosevelt Road, heading on down to First Avenue, as a left, on which we picked up great speed with good vibrations, then all the way out to 31st Street, where there were motorcycle trails, with many hills and jumps that soon sent us airborne. After going around twice, we headed off on a spur into and through some deep woods.
Hey, that was quite a thrill.
After about a half a mile, we arrived at a train bridge that went over a river, and so we set up camp with a blanket on a grassy area, just in front of a large rock wall that was just to the side of the train trestle. A train soon rumbled by and brought unto us a new and exciting vibration. Then it was peaceful again.
She looked fit, sporty even.
You look to be in good shape, Joanne.
I do a lot exercise.
Sports?
Badminton and some baseball. Want to play?
Yes. We looked at each other, kissed for a very long time, and then laid down and eventually played with each other, half in the buff. These happenings greatly enhanced by our being in the outdoors of sun and breeze. I like the outdoors. I often ride out to the forests and the prairie.
I'll be free soon. We can go.
So you're lovable, charming, fun, literate, romantic, and adventurous too.
I am the city and the country, the winter and the summer, the earth and the sun, the flower, the dragonfly, and the soil. A woman for all seasons. I'm the butterfly of love who has just landed on you.
Yeah, I've just been sitting around lately, perfecting the art of doing nothing. It's not easy. We leaned back against the rock wall and lit up some smokes, although I didn't really smoke as a habit. The prisoner had been sprung, and I'd surely get her back home long before anyone could notice. Then one more day or so and she would be free. I now had a new and adventurous girlfriend just like that, arriving out of the blue, and one who was very literate. Amazing. I took out her card and held it to my heart. Why me? How did this gift from heaven befall?
I like your writings and also what I've seen of you.
She showed me the note I'd sent back with her sister, joining it onto hers to show our union. I thought to myself that we both knew that my note came after her initiative, but I just said, thanks. How did this person know my other writings? I couldn't figure it out.
You'll know more about it tomorrow.
I accepted that because I liked working out mysteries. I wrote down something of the moment and handed it to her. What is this earth with these pastimes so fine? It must be the gift of the universe's fine, sweet Valentine. What loveliness brings such soft summer breezes that caress? These winds are the pressured airs mixing up the rest.
Good first draft. We can reduce the syllables. I love it, and I like it here in this lovely place. I didn't want to wait another day. There are no tomorrows. My grounding was loose. They let me be in the alley. I'll bear it out, though. There's only one more day.
We soaked up the peace and serenity of the place. Had she read my oak leaves piece? She'd said writings, plural, so it sounded like an ongoing thing. Now, who knew my writings? Friends, my parents, school? So there we lay, afloat. The deal had been signed. I'd been taken unawares and had gone with the flow of it. Yes, these were the times of life, love and nature, I thought to myself. We had retrieved for ourselves the winged hours, those that drudges had ever stole and overpowered. Hours gentle and mild, like cleansing showers that fill the cup and freshen the flowers. I wrote it down. Funny how living in love helps writing to just about write itself. As such, these facts of life had so easily and naturally come to us, as with those fresh winds that had made love to the blossoms of May, causing the spring flowers to reach for the light of day. We went through some of the words later, she adding,
Drinking deep draughts of life's sunny delight, the woods burst with the joy of love's bouquet.
We would tell people of this place, we said, but never where it was, we swore. This free and wild land within the crowded suburbs. This forest and its river train place was to be for us, a secret retreat. With her I walked the wooded scene, beholding wonders that were around here seldom seen. The leaves breathed deep in the wandering airs, with the growth of summer thrust upon them green.
We can tighten up the beginning a bit.
So, in this hidden wilderness we wandered as a couple made whole, all of it made possible by the delivery of a card of love, and then we returned to the blanket. She lay down and closed her eyes. Meanwhile, I wrote some more, altering some verses I'd been working on in the days before. She is sweet, soft, and inconsumably wild, even as she just lay there beside me like a sleeping child. Our quiet breathing stirs not the wooded scene as we rest silently on the forest green. I caressed her tresses in romantic rhythm to the contented sighs she sent toward heaven. We slumbered where the grass fledged the stream, half awake or asleep in love's peaceful dream. Above us the branches slowly swayed and fanned away the little creatures that tried to land. The trickling waters played tinkling lullabies while flocks of birds flew the skies. This new relationship had all the signs of life. For a little while more we lay beside the brook, reading with life its most wonderful book, then merged with each other in this sweet nook, and this of her and me was all it took. And ever on it would be fine. Where this rare river ran, far from any home or throne, we'd ever rest by the stream side, just us alone. We'd found the perfect equilibrium. We were poor but rich, home yet free, great but unknown. That this could go so well, and why was still a mystery to me. That I was totally taken unawares was fantastic. Plus it was a delight to be on the receiving end of someone else's love search, of someone's plan. I was in heaven again. The world was no longer blah. I brought her back home to her plain and regular alley. We had been to another world. On the next afternoon into the evening, I went to hang out at the playground, for Joanne was in her last day of grounding and wanted to safely see it through. Seeing that she and her family were out on her front porch, I walked over to the fence for a better view, having to carefully wade through some pricker bushes. Holy Christ! Joanne's mother was my high school English teacher. I really had to smile to myself, for just recently, inspired by Joanne, I had poured forth my mind, heart, soul, spirit, and dreams into a paper that began with, "Love is the finest refreshment of mortal life." Essay on love. Love is the finest refreshment of mortal life, providing as it does a glimpse into the heavenly state, a vision which, if maintained, can last well beyond the initial perception and for all of one's life. So I say that any time not spent on love is time squandered in absolute waste. That if you are idling, not loving, or, God forbid, hating, then life is a wasting. For love is the greatest experience on earth, and so I have often sought it out, found it, received it, given it, and lived it as life's one great happiness. For there is no other joy that compares, love being the truth of all truths. Who has not forgotten that first kiss and the magic that attended it? No one, for first love touches one deeply and forever. People newly in love glow for weeks on end. There is nothing like love, although strangely some do not actively seek it out, perhaps for fear of rejection. But even love's worst pain is sweeter by far than any other pleasure. There is indeed no contest, and to love and lose is second only to loving in triumph. Not merely just a pleasure, love refreshes, creates, invigorates, and provides sustenance of spirit and life itself. Without love there is no life, at least none worth living. When you give up on love, you begin to die. Love knows no laws or restrictions, for mutual passion is a law unto itself. Love is the cure-all, both for those who receive it and for those who give it. The one tragedy in life is not death, but that some people do not love, nor do they live. For the fear of the one is fear of the other. So, by all means, if you love somebody, go to them and tell them so right now. It is said that the loving are the daring, perhaps because they seek the ultimate adventure, often risking all for that which lies far and above the commonplace, that vision into paradise. Imagination weaves a fairy tale of love and romance, and the mind that is alive soon brings forth the phantasm into reality. Placing our very life and happiness in another through love is the greatest gift one can give, for it is the gift of oneself. Unconditional love is a true gift, one without strings attached, one without any motive for gain in return. Oh, of course, we are human and often love for the sake of being loved in return, and this is not in itself wrong. But when one loves for no other reason than for the sake of generosity and loving, then this is a saintly type of love, which is above all the other kinds. True love loves people for what they are, not for their qualities in particular, but for the person. It's not that we love someone because we need them, for this is quite immature, but that we need someone because we love them. It is, you see, love that is the origin. Love begets love, and love, in turn, begets more love, and so on, making us even more loving to others, until heaven is indeed brought down to earth. Real love is its own reward. Identity is not lost in love, for true lovers do not sit looking only into each other's heart, but rather look outward, both in the same direction. It is a seeming violation of arithmetic that in love two become much greater than 1 + 1, and that the two do not become one, but remain as two, yet still share the same vibration in their souls. It also seems to be a paradox that love, when divided, is not at all diminished, but that each individual love multiplies to exceed the lot. One can never run out of love. It is a miser indeed who withholds love from a capacity that is boundless. Hoard not that which can be given. Give love, and even more love comes back full circle to you. What a joy is it to experience life's wonders with someone you love. Oh, walks and plays and dinners are great enough pleasures when taken alone. But note how much better they are when you have someone to share them with. Another bonus of love is that with it behind your actions, you may soon find yourself doing the impossible, as love's inspiration carries you along through any kind of difficulty. For me, it was an inspiration to write. Love and a kind heart are much alike, and one is equivalent to the other, love being a triumvirate of truth, beauty, and goodness, blended into one great purity. We do not merely love, we are love. We do not create, we are creation itself. We don't just live life, we are life. There are many forms and faces of love, such as brotherly, sisterly, motherly, fatherly, romantic, spiritual, professional, and physical. And it often depends much upon the circumstance which one is the most appropriate form to give to a particular person. But I think you may agree, that in all of the above forms of love, there is much more that could be given in any case.